I was 15 when this happened, and even now, I wish we had never gone up there, because some places are forbidden for a reason. Back then, I lived in an all-girls hostel in a quiet, almost forgotten part of the city. During the day, it felt normal. Girls laughing, footsteps in the hallway, voices everywhere. It felt safe. But at night, everything changed. The corridors felt longer than they should have been. The shadows, darker than normal, and the silence felt wrong.
From my very first day, there was one rule everyone kept repeating. Never go out alone at night. Not to the bathroom, not to the corridor, nowhere. At first, I thought it was just discipline, but the way people said it didn't feel like a rule. It felt like a warning.
And there was one place they warned us about the most: the 6th floor. The building had 6 floors. The first 3 were for school students like us. The 4th and 5th floors were for older girls. But the 6th floor was completely abandoned. No one lived there. No lights worked, and no one was allowed to go there. If you even mentioned it, people would go quiet. They wouldn't explain. They wouldn't look at you. They would just say, "Don't go there." But rumors always find a way. They said years ago, girls used to live there. At the very end of the corridor, there was a room where 4 girls stayed together. And one night, something happened.
No one knew exactly why, but one of the girls was found dead, hanging from the ceiling. Inside that room.
They said it was suicide, but no one ever believed it, because after that night, things started happening.
Girls who stayed there later said they heard whispers at night. Soft, broken whispers, like someone crying right next to their ears. Sometimes they saw something hanging in the dark. Not clearly, just a shape, a shadow, swaying slowly.
And sometimes they woke up in the middle of the night, unable to move, their bodies frozen, and they could feel it, something standing right beside them, watching, breathing, waiting.
One by one, everyone left, until finally, the entire 6th floor was sealed. Of course, we didn't believe any of it. We were 4 friends, close, curious, and stupid enough to turn fear into an adventure.
One night, after our exams ended, the hostel was almost empty. Rooms were dark, hallways were silent, and that's when we decided we're going to the 6th floor. At exactly 1 a.m., my 2 friends came quietly to our room. We didn't talk much. We didn't laugh. Somewhere deep inside, we were already scared, but none of us wanted to admit it. Then we stepped outside. The corridor was silent, too silent. Even our breathing felt too loud. We slowly walked upstairs, past the 5th floor. It was empty, dark, only one dim light flickering at the end, like it was about to die. And then we reached the stairs to the 6th floor. The moment we stepped up, everything changed. The air turned cold, not normal cold, heavy, still, like we weren't supposed to be there, like something was aware of us. We stood there, frozen. No one spoke, no one moved. The corridor ahead of us was completely dark, darker than anything we had ever seen. It felt like the light itself was being swallowed. And then we heard it. A sound, soft, faint, like something dragging across the floor. Don't go back. The voice was right behind us.
My heart stopped. None of us turned around. We couldn't. It felt like if we looked back, something terrible would happen. At the end of the corridor, we saw a door, half open, moving slightly, as if something inside was breathing. We didn't want to go closer, but our feet started moving on their own. Slowly, step by step, towards that room.
The moment we reached the door, it creaked open. Inside, there was nothing, just darkness, a dark, lifeless room with cracked walls and peeling paint, broken chairs, an overturned table, and scattered bedsheet everywhere, all covered in thick dust, like no one had stepped inside for years. And yet, there was nothing else. No body, no shadow, nothing.
For a moment, we just stood there, frozen. Then, slowly, we realized there was nothing here. We laughed, nervously at first, then louder. The fear started fading away, and somehow we began to feel comfortable. We stepped further inside, looking around more casually now, touching things, kicking aside broken pieces. Then we sat down on the dusty floor, as if this place was nothing more than an empty room.
And then we started talking, laughing, making jokes. Seriously, this is the room? All those stories for this? People are just stupid. We laughed louder, mocking the fear, mocking the place, mocking whatever was supposed to be here.
Then one of us stood up, smiling. "Where are you? We came to see you. We've heard so many stories about you. Come on, show yourself." We laughed, clapping, challenging the darkness. Minutes passed. We kept talking, kept joking, completely forgetting where we were, completely ignoring what we were told. And then something changed. The air turned cold. Not normal cold. Something else. Sharp, heavy, unnatural. Like the warmth was being pulled away.
Then we smelled it. A rotten smell. Wet, heavy, suffocating, like something decaying. It filled the room. It didn't go away. We stopped laughing. Silence. No one spoke. We looked at each other, and suddenly we felt it. Fear. There's something wrong, someone whispered. Let's go. No one argued. We stood up quickly and moved toward the door.
A faint light from outside. The corridor. It felt safe, like the only way out. We walked faster, closer, and closer. And then, a sound. Something fell, hard, right behind us. We froze. Our hearts stopped. Slowly, very slowly, we turned back. And what we saw, we were not ready for. A shape hanging from the ceiling. Not moving, not breathing, just hanging.
And suddenly, it moved. Its head slowly turned towards us. And then we saw her. Her hair was messy, tangled, falling over her face. Blood was dripping from her neck, slowly, silently falling into the darkness below. Her face, we couldn't see it clearly, not fully like the darkness itself was hiding it, but her eyes were clear, burning, glowing like fire. Even in the darkness, we could see them, bright, alive, watching us. And the blood, it wouldn't stop. It kept flowing endlessly from her neck, down her body, into nothing.
And then, her lips slowly curled into a smile. Not normal, not human. A terrifying, twisted smile. Like she had been waiting for us for a very long time. The moment we saw her face, we couldn't take it anymore. We ran. We didn't think. We didn't look back. All we could hear was something running behind us. We reached the stairs and fell down, almost crawling our way back. The moment we crossed the 5th floor, everything stopped. No sound. No footsteps. Nothing. It was like whatever was up there couldn't leave that floor. We somehow ran back to our room, barely able to breathe. The moment we got inside, we slammed the door shut. Our hearts were racing, our bodies shaking. We kept thinking, what just happened to us? We shouldn't have done that. We should never have mocked it. Never. That night, none of us could sleep. We kept the lights on the entire time, sitting together, silent, terrified. We kept remembering God, whispering prayers under our breath, just waiting for the morning to come. Nothing else happened that night, but every time we closed our eyes, we saw her, that hanging figure, her face, and those eyes staring at us again and again.
Somehow, we made it through the night. When morning finally came, we left. Each of us went back to our homes. I had a terrible fever. My body couldn't take it. Later, when I recovered and returned to the hostel after the break, everything felt different. And for as long as I stayed there, I never went near that place again.
And we never went back there again. We never spoke about it. But sometimes, late at night, I still wake up and I can feel it standing beside me, watching, waiting for me to come back.